rules. No rules. No taboo topics. No taboo topics. No fear of doom. No fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
Thanks, guys. Quick on the fly. That was Debra Medina calling in my office, and we have redirected her to the air. We should have her here for you in just a second. Just a huge, it's a national phenomenon, this campaign. It is really something. For those of you who missed that good feeling of just taking it to the establishment with the Ron Paul revolution, you can get it with this, with Debra Medina. It is just something else. I don't think, it kind of looks like Ron Paul. I don't think many of us thought that it could go this far, that we could do this well. In fact, I'm sure we have exceeded everybody's expectations. The shock and awe, the ripple effects have been traveling through state media here in Texas and even through national media. You know, a lot of these people, they know all about Debra. They are sidestepping it to make sure they don't give her that one extra kick, which is all she would need to just run like crazy and win this thing. And that is the campaign for governor here in Texas. We've got a lot of news to share with you, but let's talk to the woman herself. She is a sensation here in Texas politics and even national politics, running for governor of this once great republic. Debra Medina, thank you for joining us.
Great to be on, Jack.
And I've got so much to congratulate you for and tell you how proud we are, not just me, but all of us are of you. I haven't talked to you since the second debate, which you won handily. How does it feel to just wipe the stage with these so-called national, international players?
Well, I tell you what's really been awesome is to be a part of this army. I don't see myself as any more or less important than the guy standing next to me, and we have got a ton of people in Texas digging in and working hard, and what a difference they are making. It has just been a phenomenal ride. We absolutely believe we're going to win this. There is not going to be a runoff. That's because we Texans are going to win clear victory on March 2nd. We've got a lot of work to do still. Don't let out. I've been saying that for months now. We all get a break at 7:01 p.m. on March 2nd, not a minute before. Push, push, push hard, and we will change politics as we know them in the United States of America.
Debra, I'm hoping for a clean victory in the primary as well. But if indeed there was, because there's a new poll out, I'm going to ask you about it. It looks like you are in a statistical dead heat with Kay Bailey right now. If there was to be a runoff between you and Rick, this would be akin to a boxer who could knock out an opponent, but who plays with them to add punishment in the extra rounds. Sorry for that analysis.
Well, it's been quite interesting. I think the debate changed everything, and we saw that. Many people knew that was going to happen. I'm glad that they, ended the way that they did, and really excited about what's happening. We really saw the tide turning, or there being some objective evidence that the tide was turning during this last ethics reporting period, where we had 3 times more donors than Kay and Rick had. That says a lot. That's some objective evidence that we really have the right things happening there.
Well, and Rick and Kay, they can't get anyone out to their rallies unless they bring a national controversial figure like the Palinator out. 4,000 people showed up to the rally on Super Bowl Sunday for Rick, and all of them were Palin supporters, not very many Rick Perry supporters. There were empty seats, and when people got out to their cars, they found Debra Medina literature on every single car in the parking lot.
Yeah, I just read about that last night. What a great job. Thanks to the grassroots folks that made that happen. I had no idea that was going on, but that's pretty much what we've come to expect with this campaign. People are getting out there running their own Medina for Governor campaigns, and it's making all the difference.
They don't need orders from headquarters. They just go out and they do the job that needs to be done, and that is why you are on fire. You are on fire. Now, were you upset that you didn't get the Sarah Palin endorsement? We know she endorsed Rand Paul for some reason, but did that bother you at all? And why didn't you get it?
I know that Sarah has a lot of fans in Texas, and certainly, we're just like the next guy. We hope people will support us and are looking to support us. But she came out pretty early that she was going to be supporting Rick Perry. We tried to let her know a little bit about who we were, and she seemed to stay true to that. So it is what it is, and I think that's a part of why our campaign is doing what it's doing. We've got a message. We're taking it. If you want to receive it, receive it. If you don't, we're moving on. We believe it's true. It's right. It's the best way to govern. Limited government. The campaign is running that way. We've got a small central campaign and a broad base of, individual independent activity going on, and we're going to keep doing that.
Right. Note to the Nuge, it's not too late to switch sides, buddy. You guys did get a very valuable endorsement here in Texas, probably one of the most valuable endorsements by my good friend Linda Curtis at Independent Texans. They have decided, I don't even know if you've heard this because this just happened this morning, but they have decided to throw all of their support behind you.
Yeah, we were really excited about that. I think we got some word of that yesterday, and I think we've already gotten a press release out about that. So very exciting there, and we've known that that there's a whole bunch of people that don't normally vote in a Republican that don't normally vote in primaries, period. They wait till the general election, and if we can mobilize those folks to get out and vote in this primary on March the 2nd, we will win this race. And I think those of us who have been involved in politics for a long time have said, the real decisions are made on primary day. If you want a voice in the direction of your government, you've got to go vote on March 2nd.
No rules, no taboo topics, no fear of doom, We are American Freedom Radio.
And so I'm hoping people will do that, and we will end up with a victory if that happens.
There are roughly 5 million non-aligned Texas voters that you can tap into here, and I think that's how we're going to see such a big upset with you, which is certainly a huge national story. By the way, Kay Bailey in this vote got about 30% of support by Independent Texans members. Rick didn't get one vote at all, not one. He didn't get one vote.
Well, I think
I hate to laugh, but
yeah, that's where we're seeing this race go.
You've a new poll has come out by the Public Policy Polling. I guess you've seen this. This also came out today. They've done a telephone poll, and we're always a little skeptical about the polls, Deborah. They've got you at 24% now, Kay Bailey at 28%, and Rick Perry at 39%. He's nosediving. She's nosediving. You're creeping up. You're in a statistical dead heat with Kay, and you're very close to Perry. Your reaction to this new poll?
Well, I think everybody's headed in the right direction. That's where we are. Yeah, we definitely think everybody's going in the right direction there. So, as I said, we've got to keep up the pressure. We've got to continue to work hard, and we're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, and before we get off the air today, I'm going to tell people, or we're going to, try to inspire people to spend these next couple of weeks doing everything they can, whether it's, orthodox or unorthodox, to get on board here and push you over the top. Let's talk about the national implications, because the writer of this poll says that if you can pull this out, it will rank up there with the results of the Massachusetts Senate election and the early shocker in 2010 with Scott Brown. I think it would be actually bigger than that, personally.
I do, too. We have to realize that, and I think everybody that lives here in Texas does realize that, this is the 13th largest economy in the world. You're talking about electing the chief executive for that, so it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And we have a real opportunity here. I know a lot of us have been fighting for years to see limited government truly put in place, and we've just kind of had to hold our nose and vote, and we've got a real option this time to do something different, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to vote for the lesser of 2 or 3 evils this time, which feels good for us as voters. I talked to a friend of mine who's down from the Northeast. He's driving through East Texas today from Louisiana. He said everywhere he went, he saw Debra Medina signs in East Texas and no signs for your competition, which I think is, you know, partially an indicator, and is also, I think, again, it shows the success you've been having. How does it feel, Debra, for you to be the hottest thing on Daily Paul? All the national Ron Paul people, I have never seen them be so impressed with a candidate other than Ron Paul himself. I mean, they just love you over there.
Well, I have not had much time, as you might imagine, to spend a lot of it on the internet. I really am trying to work hard and prepare to govern Texas. And that means a lot of hard work on policy and those kind of things. If what you say is true, I'm honored by that. I certainly learned at his knee. You know, I've said that. Ron's had a tremendous impact on me and my political thinking and on my whole family. I live in his district, and I have a great deal of respect for him. So I'm going to try to do what he stood for, justice, and you know, a big part of the success of those debates really goes to the credit of his supporters all over, because people are everywhere we go. I mean, I talk about the fact that there's wisdom in the minds of men, and everywhere we go, people are tapping me on the shoulder with policy ideas and with information and with issues, stuff that's been researched. And it is that coming together when we all begin to participate again in our government that we're going to find the best solutions for our state.
You know, Debra, people get so cynical, so apathetic because of the politics as usual, not just here in Texas, but all around the country. So when somebody like you comes along who's honest, who means what they're talking about, who's one of the people, a people's candidate, it doesn't take long for them to feel it again, to feel how involved they are in the machinations of government, and you've done that for people, and so congratulations. That Palin rally, by the way, I forgot to mention, she mentioned Beeville, Texas, twice for some reason.
I heard that, yeah.
That's where you're from.
That's my hometown.
You think that was kind of a wink-wink or something? I don't know.
I know people thought that. I wasn't sure that I was thinking that, but I thought it was awfully ironic. Of all the little towns in Texas, you picked my hometown to mention. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it really was. Sometimes I overthink these things, Debra. You know how it is. We're in the news. We're trying to find all these angles, and I just had to laugh at that. You will be doing a rally not this Sunday, but next Sunday, February 21st, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. at the state capitol here in Austin, Texas. I think it's very important that we have more than 4,000 people there, that we have a lot of people there to show Texas, show the media, and show the people that you are indeed the people's candidate.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that rally, and I know lots of people doing lots of planning.
We got to get Jimmy Vaughn out there. I guess I've been asked to speak. We'll see how that works out. Debra, I heard I had you till the top of the hour, so if you can stay with us for a few more minutes, I want to give suggestions to people of what they can do to help you get through this last lap of this race. Debra Medina with us, MedinaForTexas.com. Go there, donate today. She'll be back with us. Deadline Live, I'm Jack Blood.
No rules, no taboo topics, no fear of doom, We are American Freedom Radio.
Folks, thanks for joining us today. We are live. It's Tuesday, February 9, 2010. Debra Medina is running for governor. Her website is Medina for Texas, MedinaForTexas.com. She joins us on the program today. Debra, again, it's so exciting. Thank you for making it this exciting and for doing so well. You really did exceed everybody's expectations. You're going to make a fantastic governor.
Well, it is going to be a different time in Texas, and I've had some really interesting conversations with media. Dallas Morning News Editorial Review Board yesterday. There's just a number of people in society, I think, that still are having a hard time grasping what a smaller government looks like. And yet Texans understand that. They see the error in our ways, I guess. We're recognizing that this bigger government hasn't made our lives better. It has made us more a slave to society rather than a provider for our own families. And people are beginning to take those courageous steps to say we're going to return to our founding. We're going to return to a limited constitutional government. We're going to recognize that individuals and families have responsibility for themselves first, and that communities and churches are there to help out when we need more than what we can provide on our own. But that government's role is really about ensuring that we have a fair and just set of laws. We can't violate one another's rights. We protect life, liberty, and property. But beyond that, government involvement in our lives should be pretty limited and restricted. And it's going to take some courage. We're not going to get back there overnight. But, boy, we can make some really great first steps in that direction in the next 4 years with the Medina as governor. And I'm really honored to be carrying that message for Texas and recognizing that there are so many foot soldiers out there taking up the banner and joining in the battle with us. Together, we're going to introduce some ideas and some solutions that are just going to really, I think, turn us in the right direction as an economy and as a state. And it's going to be wonderful to see our children enjoying the kind of freedom and prosperity, dreaming again. I've said that a lot. Our kids are going to start to dream again. We're going to see innovation return. We're going to see great success return. And I hope leave the days of mediocrity behind.
Yeah, amazingly enough, Deborah, a lot of people are against getting rid of the property tax. They love their slavery so much that this really bothers them. And I loved how you said in that second debate when they tried to pin you down on that and as far as your solutions to fund the state projects without a property tax, and you just came out and said, look, sometimes it's just about liberty. It's more about liberty than income, more about liberty than anything else. We got to take that step, and I was very proud of you for taking them there. You're one swift debater, Deborah, and I think everybody was really impressed. I got one question from one of my listeners I promised I would ask. This is from Dean. He said he wanted to join the Texas State Guard. He says, frankly, it's a joke. He tried to talk to a recruiter. He was avoided. He said that he also has to pay for his own BDUs and whatnot, and he wants to know what you would do to improve that situation.
Well, I've really already been talking for the last several weeks. We came out with our border security and immigration plan on January the 12th, and we recognize that we're going to need the assistance of the Texas military force to help private property owners and local law enforcement along the border to make sure that we're respecting the rule of law, that we're respecting private property rights down there, that we don't continue to invite and allow that criminal trespass. And we're going to need the State Guard to help with that in a major way. The State Guard is not ready today from the reports that I'm receiving. We don't have either the training or the manpower to do the job that absolutely needs to be done there. So we're going to need the Guard to get ready. Of course, they're not in any position to be taking guidance or orders from me at this point. I'm hoping that as members of the Guard look at this race and see the direction that I would take the state, that we will see them being more ready to staff up, to ramp up both in their numbers and in their military preparedness.
Deborah, I wish we had more time because I have a lot more questions, but let's end with this. I want to let my listeners know that I have from the very beginning endorsed you 100%. I would like my listeners to do the same. Go out and canvass, knock on doors, Get in intersections, hand out flyers, hold up signs, go into the big papers' news websites when they write stories about the gubernatorial race. Make sure that Debra is represented by the people, and get out and help people get to the actual polls. Debra, any advice you might have for my listeners that want to help you? What else can they do besides dumping some money your way? I mean, just using their arms and their legs and their heads.
Boy, we talk about get out the vote efforts all the time and how critical those are to winning races. Make a list of people you know that are going to vote for this campaign, and then go to the courthouse during early voting and check to see whether the people on your list have voted. People will tell you that they have voted when, in fact, they have not gone out and cast a ballot. We've seen that in elections in the past. You must go to the poll and vote for all of your good work is for naught if you do not go cast a ballot. Make a list of people you know that are supporting this campaign. Go to the courthouse, check the list, see if they voted, and if they haven't, please call them and remind them we must have their vote. We need everyone to vote. I'd love to be able to take people's words for that, but history shows us that people will say, oh, yeah, I voted already, when they have not. Please, please make sure your family members and your friends actually make it to the poll and cast the ballot.
And, Debra, we have an open primary here in Texas, so no matter what your party affiliation, you can vote for Debra Medina in the primary on March 2nd. Early voting starts now. What do people do if they didn't register, if they missed the register deadline? That's it? They're sitting on the sideline?
Work a poll. Yeah, if you're not registered, it's too late now to register, but work a poll, go out. A lot of people show up on March 2nd to vote without really knowing who they're going to vote for. We can use your help there. We've got headquarters and volunteers all over the state of Texas. Step up, dig in, and we win.
Write MedinaForTexas.com. Find out how you can get involved, or just take it upon yourself. Go out there, fly the blimps, fly the kites, the Medina kites, the Medina bumper stickers. They're everywhere. Debra, best of luck to you. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I'll see you at that event here in about a week or two.
Thanks, Jack.
All right, folks, we may or may not